Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. So today is gonna be day 2 of Halloween week. And what is Halloween week, may you ask? Halloween week is a week where I do like lots of Halloween themed makeup in 1 week, just like the title says it does. If you like see what I'm wearing today, this is what I just did for Halloween day 1. So if you're curious about how to achieve this eye look, you can just like go to the last video, which is gonna be on my channel obviously, because this is gonna be day 2, and day 2 is gonna be a very easy trick to like spice a little bit up from your, well, it's a little trick to spice up your eyeliner for Halloween. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do the bloody eyeliner. So I'm just gonna use this one because this one already has this very cute spook on it. So yeah, there are a couple things that you need to do, well, need to have to achieve this look. So what I'm gonna do myself is I have my colorful eyeshadow palette, which I normally use for makeup school because this has so many colors which you can like easily use. So you need a kind of rainbowy palette. Then you need to have obviously an eyeliner, and I use this kind of sponge. If you can see, it has this nice texture which gives a little bit of blood spatter, if you will. And then we obviously have some fake blood right here. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do this one. So I'm just going to zoom you in a little bit closer so you can take a better look of what I'm doing today to see how this eyeliner transforms into a bloody eyeliner. I'm so excited. I just hope this eye look isn't too distracting for you because I thought it looked so very cute. So let me put my workspace together and then we're gonna get started with this eye. So I'm gonna use this nice fluffy blending brush, and I'm firstly gonna dip into a red shade, putting a little bit of that on my brush, and then first putting a little bit of that red shade underneath the eyeliner. And a thing you need to remind yourself is you don't want it to be on top of the eyeliner, you actually want it underneath the eyeliner and maybe a little bit underneath the eye as well. But yeah, you absolutely don't want it on top of the eyeliner or above the eyeliner because that's gonna be looking very weird. So we're just gonna layer this up nicely with this red shade, and you need to remind yourself it doesn't need to be like too precisely, it just can be a little bit like going everywhere because it's blood, and blood isn't like only staying in one place if it's actually like really nicely dripping. We're gonna use a tinier blending brush and we're gonna darken it up a little bit. So for that I'm just gonna use a black eyeshadow. And yes, we're gonna use black because you need to put some black down if you're gonna use some fake blood. So not everyone always knows this, but if you don't put black down and you're just like, by the way, I'm like merging these two together, but if you don't put black down and you just are using like only red and just one tone to do the eyeshadow and then putting fake blood over it, it's gonna look like totally fake because a real blood line does have depth, so it doesn't just have one color underneath it. A purpley tint in here to give it a little bit of a bruise effect. And just remember, your fingers are your friends too. You don't always like need to only use brushes because fingers are so nice for using makeup and blending out and make it a little bit more like edgy sometimes. So yeah, I'm just gonna put a little bit more black right underneath this line here and blending that out as well. I'm gonna use one more other fluffy brush. This one is gonna be a little bit bigger, and I'm gonna use a very specific yellow shade, and I'm gonna put this underneath it because this shade I absolutely love for a sci-fi makeup, because I always, and I have to say like always, use this shade for making bruises because it has this specific color in it where it almost looks like you have bruised skin. And it's the like more yellow tone when you have a bruised skin. But we don't want to like, we want it to look a little bit like dirty and bruised as well. So that's what we're doing today. And then I'm gonna use another blending brush and I'm dipping into a little bit of a green tint to put that in between here. Like I said, it needs to be like it hurts. That's like what it needs to look like. It needs to look like it's really hurting. So yeah, we're not gonna go for this very cutesy like sharp eyeliner. We're gonna go for I hurt of my face, I need this. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to use some fake blood. And with fake blood you have to be like really carefully. That's why I have this wrapped around it, because if it's gonna like drip or spill, it's gonna be everywhere. So putting it on a black surface is really important. I'm just gonna use, like I just told you, a tiny brush with a tip on it. We're just gonna first put this brush into the fake blood and firstly going over the black part that we just created. And while it's drying, you're just gonna use your like weird shaped sponge, squirt it a little bit together and then bouncing it around, and then you're getting this like very pretty sharpen effect. You obviously have to do a couple layers of this because otherwise it's like gonna look so clean. And obviously that's not like the thing you want to go for. And maybe you want the blood to drip, then you have to put a little bit more on the brush and like putting it in the place where you want it, so it's gonna drip. And it's gonna look really real. And if it drips like too much, you can always make it stop with some fake blood around it. Putting it like everywhere. So yeah, I obviously love to do this because it makes a very bloody mess. You just have to make sure you don't put it in your eye because that's not a nice thing to do so. But yeah, this is like a very different thing for a bloody eyeliner as well. Some people may not like this way it's looking. I absolutely love the way that it's looking. I do have to say we do need to add a little bit more black to the mix before we go further, because it just needs a little bit more black. And this way it's gonna get more depth. So the more you layer it, the more it's gonna look like realistic. And I know this is like a lot and really a lot. And that's because we made it drip. So I'm gonna do that again. Just adding some drips and make it go, oh no, and make it go down. There are so many like different ways you can do this technique. I just like myself just like to make it look really messy and make it look like this just happened and someone cut it into my face. Because that way it's just gonna look like really painfully bruised, if you know what I mean. But obviously you can do it like very nicely and cutesy, but I guess I'm gonna say, what's the fun in that? And like you can see, there's a big difference by putting only red there and having black there, because it just gives like so much depth. We have this whole like bloody eye, and this looks actually really cool. Am I gonna ruin it? Probably. Is it gonna look cool? Yeah, for sure. Did I stop? For sure. Am I gonna do it? Probably not. I'm gonna use a brush for the dark eyeliner and I'm gonna put tears around it. Make it go dripping as well. So I'm not really sure if this was the look I was going for, but do we love it? I think I do. Okay, let me just put a little bit of blood around this one as well. Just gonna put it over the eyeliner and let it have its moment. It didn't really totally went how I wanted it to. I wanted to actually more look like this, but then a little bit more realistic, like I would with. Yeah, this is kind of exactly what I wanted it to look like, but then with a little bit more depth and black to it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I just let myself go like this, but yeah, it's totally fine. You can do whatever you want to. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, turn on notifications so you get a notification every time I upload a brand new video. And for now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like, well, obviously the other side is a little bit weird, but if you like this side, please comment down below what you think of it. And with that being said, I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!